Hi all, so I've just purchased this Tapo solar powered security camera on Amazon, and I just wanted to do a quick review of it for you. So what I'll do is I'll get it unboxed, show you what you get. I'll get this set up in my backyard, and then I'll show you the picture quality and tell you a little bit more about this camera. All right, so let's go ahead, let's get it unboxed and take a closer look. Okay, so we've got our Tapo solar powered security camera unboxed. So what do you actually get in the kit? So you get the camera itself, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about that in a moment. You get the solar panel as well provided. You get some screws and raw plugs to mount this bracket. So this bracket allows you to have both the camera and the solar panel together, or you can have them separate, and I'll explain that in a moment. You also have this sticker here, which enables you to get your screw holes in the right position to put the bracket on the wall. A little cable tie. You also get these little plugs and grommets here, and these are essentially just for filling in these holes once you have this mounted to your wall. You get your user guide here, which has your QR codes in for both iOS and for Android as well devices to get the app. You have this cover plate here, so if you're going to have the camera mounted separately to the solar panel, then that just pops in there once you remove this and just keeps everything looking really nice and tidy. So you have two cables. The first one is a shorter one. It's a USB-A to USB-C, and that's used essentially for getting the camera charged before you put it up on the wall, because this only will come part charged, so you need to fully charge it before you put it up onto your wall. And you get this longer cable here. So this is essentially 13 feet, and it allows you to mount the solar panel away from the actual camera. So why would you want to do that? Well, the solar panel really needs to go in the spot that's going to get the most sunlight or the most brightness. It doesn't actually need to be direct sunlight, but it just needs to go in a place where it's going to get the most sunlight, and that may well be with the camera mounted together. But if you do need to mount this away, you have that option, and I really like that about this camera, because some of the other ones you have to have them here. They're not provided with this cable and the ability to have them separately, so that's a really nice feature. So if we talk a little bit more about the actual camera itself, so my first impressions of it, it really does look fantastic. It's got a super nice and modern black and white design, and the build quality also feels great as well, and so does the solar panel. It really has a nice quality feel to it. And yeah, because essentially this is a TP-Link. This is made by TP-Link under the brand Tapo, so they know what they're doing in terms of their network equipment, and yeah, it just reflects in the build quality of this camera. So I've gone for the 2K 3 megapixel version, but there are two other versions, one either side of that. So you can go down to the 1080p version, which is kit C402. Or you can go up to the 4 megapixel version, which is kit C425. But the one I have here is the 2K 3 megapixel, which is the TC82 kit version. But all of them are high definition pictures. They all give a really fantastic picture, and I'm going to be showing you that in a moment, because this camera integrates with both Alexa and Google Home Assistant. So we have a display in our kitchen. We can just say to the Home Assistant, show me this camera. So that's the reason we've purchased this. So the reason why I do like having the solar panel is because if you buy a battery camera, if you put it low enough down so that you can keep taking it off and charging it up, then if someone does come onto your property and you have this recording, they're just simply going to take the camera, or they're going to damage the camera, smash the camera. So it's really good if you can get these cameras out of harm's reach, so up high. And once they're up high, you don't want to be going up there every few months to charge them. So that's where the solar panel comes in. So you can get this nice and high. It will keep itself charged, and it will just go on for many, many months without you having to or even years without you even having to touch the camera. Okay, so in terms of the camera itself, so it has two-way audio. So you have your speaker here, you have a small microphone on the front here. You also have these lights as well. So this does have a spotlight, so you can have different alarms set when intruders are detected. So you can have this say certain things, you can have an alarm sound, you can have the lights come on, and this is all configurable through the app, which is really, really great. This camera gives a really nice field of view, 125 degrees field of view, but again, I'll be showing you that as well. In terms of your motion detection, you can set zones, which I really like. with cameras. Most of them do that now, but to be able to set a zone that if someone goes onto the path, it triggers an alarm, because naturally you don't want these going off continuously, detecting bushes moving and that kind of thing. It also has AI motion detection, so you can choose between whether or not it's going to detect a person or a vehicle, so you get those two different alerts come through, which is another nice feature. So, and that will work up to around detect up to around 30 feet away, but again I'm going to be testing that out. So that's pretty much it in terms of the actual camera itself. I think I did mention that you get 180 days of runtime even without the solar panel, which is great. So this does have a really good battery in it as well. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this set up in my backyard. I'm going to put an SD card in here, so I'm not going to be using any cloud storage because I don't really want any additional cost. So on the back here, if I just remove these two rubber pieces here, you'll see that you have your charge port here, your USB charge port here, you have your power button here, you have your reset button just here. But if I lift this one up here, you'll see you have an SD card slot. And the great thing about this camera is it takes up to 512 gigabyte SD card. So most of them are 128 gigs. At best, you're going to see 256 gigs. This is 512 gig SD card, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's going to give you months of recording on that SD card. Recording your motion detection and your alerts on here, which is really great. So on the front here, the only other thing to tell you about is this panel here. This is your motion sensor on the front here. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of what you get and the specifications of the camera. So what I'm going to do now is get this set up, and I'm going to show you both the daytime picture, I'm going to show you the nighttime picture, and I'm also going to show you the color night vision as well, because naturally it can turn these lights on and you're going to get color night vision down that side, which is great. I'll also show you it working on the Alexa device as well. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's get this up on the wall. Okay, so I've come out to my backyard now. So this is where I'm going to be positioning the camera, and that's going to be pointing down the side of the property, which is a bit of a blind spot for us, as I was explaining earlier. And I'm going to have the solar panel with the camera. So the solar panel will go here because we get a lot of sunlight coming down here, and that's going to keep the camera nicely charged up. So while the camera was being charged inside the house, I got the app installed and I got the camera connected to the smartphone. It's super simple. I absolutely love these Tapo cameras. They make it so simple and they walk you through everything. And then at the end, when I got the camera connected to the smartphone, it even gave me really clear instructions in native English as well, unlike some of the other cameras. And on how to set it up, how to mount it, what screws I need to use, what grommets I need to use as well. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And I will be showing you later some really advanced features that this camera has that the other cameras don't have. Okay, so for now, I'm going to get this screwed up here onto the post, and then I'll go back and I'll show you the picture quality of it pointing down the side of the house. Okay, so that's the camera now installed, and I think you'll agree it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks really good. I've just had a look on my phone at the picture quality, and that super 125-degree field of view is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay, so let's show you the picture quality as it is now. We'll then do a nighttime shot and then color night vision as well. Okay, so just before I show you the picture quality, I just wanted to show you a few of the advanced features that this camera has that many of the other cameras don't have, and that's the reason I went for this Tapo camera. So in your main settings here, you have third-party services. If I click on that, and you can see there just the different systems that you can integrate your camera with, and you're not going to find that with any other camera. You may get the Amazon and the Google Assistant there, but you're not going to get Smart Things, and you're not also going to get the ability to view it via Siri and also IFTTT. So I just wanted to show you that you know, this really does have some great third-party integration options. Okay, and another couple of settings that I think you should know, I'm not going to go through all of the settings of this camera, is if you go to detection, and you can see I've got it turned off there at the moment, but what you can do is you can turn it on for motion detection, person detection, pet detection, and vehicle detection. Okay, so normally you would need to pay for that with other cameras. You would need their cloud storage services, but with this Tapo you don't. You can turn on motion detection and then you can turn it on and off for person. But also what is great with this, you can actually go down to notifications here and you can say, you can actually fine tune it. Well, I want to be notified if a person comes into the camera view, but I don't want to be notified if my pet is out there, but I do still want you to record the motion if the pet is out there. So you have that really fine tuning configuration that you can do between detecting the motion and also sending you alerts with the motion. And this is something you just will not find on other security cameras, that kind of fine tuning of what you get notified about and what you can detect and record as well. Another great feature with the motion detection is that you can actually go in and select, as I was explaining earlier, set zones. But not only that, you can set zones just for the different detections. So you can detect a zone for your pet, a zone for people. This is just absolutely fantastic, and this is something that you're not going to find on any other security camera. So I've just got it set for all, so I can define an area, I can edit and draw an area around where I want the detections to occur. But as I said, you can fine tune this so you can have a different detection zone for your pet, a different detection zone for your car. And this just means the notifications that you get are going to be accurate and you're not going to just be turning it off because you're bombarded with lots of notifications. Okay, so this is the daylight version, and this is the area that we're trying to cover down the side of the house here. So the dog sometimes wanders down here. She's completely blind and she gets lost in this area. So what we can do now is just say to our home assistant in the kitchen, show me the SolarCam, which is what we've called it, and then we'll see this picture down the side here, and we can see whether she's stuck down the side here. And also is a great security feature as well, as you can see, but just look at the wide angle that you're getting there, that 125 degrees. We only really wanted to cover this, but you can see it's going right around the front or the backyard there, back of the property, and also almost on the fence where it's mounted here as well. So you're getting a super wide angle on this Tapo camera. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll wait till it gets dark and I'll show you the night vision. Okay, so if we take a look at the night vision now, I hope you can see just how clear the picture is. So what I had to do, because the camera was pointing too close to this fence here, this fence was very light and it was darkening out the rest of the picture. So I've just tilted the camera around a little bit. So I'm actually now covering more of my backyard there, the back of the house, which is no bad thing. I could even take it a little bit more because this is still a little bit light here. Could even take it a little bit more around. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put the actual light on to show you the color night vision. And there we go, you can see, so it's put those two lights on the camera there, and that's now gone into color night vision. So I'm just going to turn that off, go back to the normal night vision. Okay, so I do hope you found this review of this TP-Link Tapo solar panelled wireless security camera. It's absolutely fantastic. It comes highly recommended. There are so many of these security cameras available out there, but you're not going to find one that works as well as this and has the features built in as this. Yes, some will have some and some will have others, but this has it all in my opinion. So for example, you have it being able to connect to so many different third-party applications such as your Google Home, your Alexa as well, and others, which is absolutely fantastic. You also have those smart motion detection. So smart motion detection normally comes at an extra cost with so many of the other cameras. This is built in, so you can detect people, cars, pets, as well as having that nice granular notification. So you can say, I want you to detect all of these things, but I only want to be notified if a person is detected via the camera, but not notified about anything else. That kind of granular integration and configuration just makes this so much more usable. So this is available on Amazon in those three different types that I mentioned, the 1080p, the 2K 3 megapixel and the 2K 4 megapixel. They're all fantastic picture quality, super wide angle lens as well. Okay, so this security camera comes highly recommended. It's available on Amazon, and there's a link in the description below this video for you to purchase this exact model.